center off of Eckerly, and he just missed the net. O'Reilly with the shot, far down, he scored!
Come from behind for a month, now with the lead, they're getting a little wobbly. Philadelphia, they won't get it! Wow! Edwards pulls off and buries a flag! Richardson tries, out for Robbie Ryan. Her three right on the money. Daniels takes his shot for Derby.
Welcome into Pitchfork Lunch. Yes, I am Michael Caratino at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as the Twitter. You know this, Pitchfork Lunchers. And it is Tuesday, September 17th. So happy birthday to my mom. Yes, it is Mama Caratinudo's birthday. So happy birthday to Mom. But yes, it is the 17th, and football is 3-0. Volleyball is 8-1. Soccer is 5-1-2. It is a beautiful thing here in Sun Devil country. But yes, hit the show live every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1 on at Diablo00 on X. Like I said, the artist formerly known as the Twitter. Check it out live there. Also, my IG, michael.caratinudo.5. Yes, I know you guys know this. And guess what? Yep, you figured it out, Pitchfork Lunchers. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. See my name, Michael Caratino, but you go to YouTube and you can search it. It's at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Cat. At MVC005 on YouTube. And yes, go and subscribe. As, again, any interviews you missed, again, I replayed Coach Regal's interview from Friday yesterday. But if you missed that, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel and go from there. And you can go from there. But yes, it's at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Cat, 005. At MVC005 on YouTube, and subscribe, because you can go back and see all those interviews and all that good stuff, which is absolutely awesome. And if you miss anything, again, and this is the 17 shows in, and you have missed quite a few good interviews, quite a few good stories, sound, all that good stuff. So yes, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, let's see, like I said, and today's my mom's birthday, so feel free to wish her a happy birthday. So, yes, what do we have this week? Oh, you guessed it. We have the inaugural Big 12 contest football game for the Sun Devils. They were in Lubbock at Texas Tech. Um, um, yeah, they're in Lubbock at Texas Tech, looking to go 4-0. Yep, they had a little bit of adversity. Well, a little bit against Mississippi State because they had off to a big lead. Mississippi State was coming back, but ASU held on in the end. And then they scored first on Texas State and then gave up 21 and then had 14 unanswered of their own to tie it at 21. They went down 28-21 and tied it at 28, then kicked a field goal to go up 31-28. And the defense held on. So they are 3-0, headed back to the state of Texas, like I said. Yes, back to the state of Texas to take on the Red Raiders. And that is going to be a huge, huge matchup, my friends. So we'll get more into that as the week goes on. As the week goes on. But yes, it is going to be a huge, huge matchup there. Texas Tech coming off a huge beatdown win over UTSA. And when you think about it, too, it's one of those things for Texas Tech can score points. We know this. Sorry. And yeah, I mean, they did struggle the first week. You know, if they had a win in overtime against, what was that, Abilene Christian, 52-51. Again, get into more of that as the week goes on. But they did destroy UTSA last week. So yeah, big coming up there. Also, volleyball, by the way, forks up. Congrats to Mary Stroll, the libero, who was named the defensive conference player of the week in the Big 12, coming off the obviously the Nebraska Invitational. They were in Lincoln again, went 2-1, beat Wichita State, beat Long Beach State, but then obviously fell, like I said, to Nebraska yesterday, but number 5 team in the country, and they were going toe-to-toe with them for quite a while, to say the least. And they are here this week. Again, I told you yesterday, I'm going to keep pumping that up as they have the Webb Burbridge Classic, and it's Thursday at 11 a.m. Yes, first game at their first game at 11 a.m. So that, my friends, is huge. First game at 11 a.m. And they will be taking on, let's see. I'll say Prairie View. Was it Prairie View? Did I mix that up? What did I see? I want to say it's Prairie View, but I just want to get that right for Sun Devil fans, because it's Prairie View, A&M, Memphis, and Montana State, along with the Sun Devils, the 4 teams that are here. So 11 a.m. Thursday here at Desert Financial Arena. you can come and check them out. And I know it's Thursday, but hey, take a early lunch and maybe a teeny bit of a long lunch. Well, hopefully not too long. You guys get what I'm saying. But yeah, Prairie View A&M at 11, and then Friday, September 20th, they take on Memphis at 7 p.m. And then Saturday, the 21st, they have Montana State at noon. So again, you're in town, you can check it all out here at Desert Financial Arena. But again, yeah, hats off to Mary Schroll, got the defensive Big 12 defensive volleyball player winning. She recorded 4.78 digs per set during the week, which included posting double-digit digs in all 3 matches. And again, they had wins over Wichita State, like I said, and Long Beach State, and she had 16 digs against, obviously, number 5 Nebraska this last week in Lincoln. So again, well-deserved there for Mary Schroll. We saw it when she did last year, the grad student, and she transferred back to ASU, and then what she means to this team defensively, her leadership, everything, again, just absolutely awesome. So it piles on to the early and fast start for volleyball. And that is awesome. So that's what we have to look forward to. Again, Thursday, 11 a.m. Be here at Desert Financial Arena to see this top 20 team in action again against Prairie View. Like I said, A&M, and all games on ESPN Plus as well. So if you can't get down, I mean, I'm still kind of bummed you can't, but you have the opportunity to check it out on ESPN Plus, so you can see this phenomenal team. Coach Van Neal, again, second season as head coach here at ASU. Yeah, definitely getting this program rolling in that national contention race. So, I mean, hey, it's got to get to the postseason. Like people say, oh, records 0-0. Yes, there are teams that have better records, and you understand that when you get there. But you get in, and you play your game, and you grow all season. And again, we'll catch up with Coach Van Neal at some point, and we will go from there. So, and for soccer, Coach Winkworth, they are headed to Houston, so they will be in the state of Texas. They have their game on Thursday as well. It is Thursday, right? Let's see. Yeah, I want to say it is Thursday. Yeah, they're 5-1-2, like I said. And then, this Thursday as well, the 19th, but they're at Houston, and that's going to be on ESPN Plus at 5 p.m. So you get a day of ESPN Plus with Sun Devils. You got women's volleyball, like I said, at 11, and then at 5 p.m. on ESPN Plus, they play at Houston and see if they can even up their Big 12 record to 1-1. Had the tough, again, 1-0 loss. If you have not been to a game in Provo, soccer-wise, again, you're definitely missing out, because that atmosphere, again, absolutely awesome. And it's like they're kind of right on top of you on the field. Again, just like the student section, the fans, it is a cool atmosphere. Now we just need the Devils to go in there and win next time. But that being said, they head to Houston to take on the Cougars, who are, let's see, what are the Cougars right now? They are 3-3-1. That's right. I had that backwards. I had 3-1-3, but they're 3-3-1. They did lose to UCF 5-0 to open up Big 12 play as well, and now they'll be hosting the Devils, who are probably can look at that and are smelling blood to go in there and see what they can do. So that, to me, again, Coach Winkworth. And the way this team plays and having Pauline Ellison back, like I've talked about it. And again, we'll get Coach on. We'll talk more about it. We'll get players on as well. So again, stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that. But I'm very excited again. 5-1-2. Again, they're looking good, but a very winnable game for them at Houston. But again, it's just tough taking your first game on the road. And then, like I said, after that, they go to UCF, who, like I said, just beat Houston 5-0, get into UCF next week. But that being said, that's what the Lady Devils have coming up. So again, when they finally get back here on September 26th, get out there and support them in Big 12 play. Because yes, I will be out there and love what Coach Winkworth has done with his team. So I'm going to take a quick break. When we get back, though, we're going to hear from Coach Dillingham from yesterday, and then the rest of Coach Dillingham from yesterday. And then we'll also hear from Clayton Smith and Xavier Alford, two guys that has had great starts to the season so far. Alford had an unbelievable interception against Texas State. Again, talked with Coach Regal on Friday. But yeah, just that sick interception by the 100-yard landlord. So that's that is a great Twitter handle for a free safety to have. But nonetheless, I mean, we'll hear from Xavier Alford and Clayton Smith here on Pitchfork Lunch and Coach Dillingham. But yeah, big Big 12 opener at Texas Tech in Lubbock, and Devils trying to move to 4-0 against a team that can score a lot of points. But we'll step aside. And more Pitchfork Lunch coming up.
KSRN has an inside track on all things sports, with topics and opinions from former players and local personalities. Catch 15-year NFL veteran Ed Smith and Jay Adams on Easy Sports Talk every Saturday.
Unfortunately, with this back and these knees, I don't quite have that ability, or at least I use.
For all things Arizona Cardinals, tune in Monday nights with Casual E and Sean McConnell.
Bird gang, I know it's another tough loss, but keep encouraged.
We miss you, BA. And now you can exclusively listen to former Arizona Cardinal Jeremy Bridges on his show, JB and Benny Blue Review.
Exactly.
Don't be dumb.
Sending the message out to the world.
Always relaying that message. Don't be dumb.
Yes, your guy, Benny Blue, comedian extraordinaire.
Exclusively on KSRN, Casual Sports Radio Network.
This is the sound of a racing heart. It's beating a little faster because it belongs to a young child. But this child isn't in the middle of a close soccer game or playing with her puppy in the yard. Her heart is racing because she's just been told she has to move foster homes again. Change a child's story. There's a child waiting for a volunteer like you. Learn how you can help at casaforchildren.org.
But ultimately,
you are listening to the best internet radio station on the web, KSRN, Arizona.
All right, back here on Pitchfork Lunch. Yes, I am Michael Caratino at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as the Twitter, as you guys know. Check out the show live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. My IG, Michael.Caratino.5. And yes, Pitchfork Lunchers, come on, work with me here. You know it. The YouTube channel. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Any interviews you miss, please feel free to go to YouTube. See my name, Michael Caratino, but it's at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Cat 005, at MVC005 on YouTube, and subscribe, because again, you have missed a few awesome interviews, sound, practice, everything, players, and there's just going to be more and more to come. So do not forget to do that. Again, at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Cat 005, at MVC005 on YouTube, and subscribe away, my friends, as we get rolling. And I would say on KSRN as well, but for some reason having technical difficulties. So if you're listening on KSRN, you're not hearing this because it's not connecting. But as you see here, get that fixed. You can go to the Casual Sports Radio Network. Again, great coverage of, Cardinals, Suns, Diamondbacks, Mercury, and now the Sun Devils with Pitchfork Lunch. And you can listen to Pitchfork Lunch, and you just have to go to www.ksrnac.com and click listen live when you see it. So if you've got friends at the office, just tell them, hey, you want to keep up to date with in Sun Devil country, and we do that. So that is a awesome avenue to have, Casual E, and again, the Casual Sports Radio Network. But yeah, you can hit listen live, and you can subscribe to all their socials too. There on the homepage. Great articles again about the Cardinals. So I have stuff up there from ASU as well. So again, just absolutely awesome to have that and that option. But again, today, if you're listening and you're telling your friends, I do apologize, because for some reason, I cannot, it is not connecting, and I don't know why. So, but we will get that fixed, because that is what we do. But nonetheless, like I told you, we would hear from Coach Dillingham, the rest of his conference a press conference from yesterday, because again, talking about Texas Tech, obviously how they wrapped up conference play or non-conference play, pardon me, starting conference play, wrap up non-conference play. Again, 3-0, matching the win total from last year. Like I said, it's like in the preseason, like I said, there's things to be cautiously optimistic about. This defense, the depth, and the talent of this defense at all three levels, absolutely ridiculous. And we love seeing it in Sun Devil country. And again, they already matched their win total from last year, aiming to improve it by 1 as they go to Texas Tech. It is going to be a battle, though. This Texas Tech offense can put up points. But with that being said, without further ado, let's hear from Coach Dillingham on his team's victory, and also coming up with Texas Tech and an old Sun Devil that they'll be playing against as well.
Players that were on the team that you inherited, and they both made an impact in that game, especially when you were injured on your front six. So can you just speak to like what you're getting out of some of these guys and the value that they've got?
Yeah, those guys that are still here, I mean, kudos to them for just battling. And they're both playing for us, which is pretty cool. I think both those guys have always had really good mindsets. They've both always been about the work. I think that's, I think the guys that are still here, they're, they just want to work. They just want to keep going away, keep getting better. And then both those kids have
Where does it say that just when you had so many of your players out, that you were able to still win a game, especially offensive?
Yeah, that's probably the biggest, we harped on depth. I thought we had depth to survive some situations like this. And I think the short week, being banged up specifically at one position, the D-line, in the core, and your linebacker, you have 4 of your top 8 guys out, right, going into the season, and they're out for a big game on the road, and to still find a way to win. Guys like Dieter step up, Monday step up, Blazin step up, Caleb step up, to be able to win a football game, so it shows you the depth. And good experience for them, and hopefully we start getting guys back as we get guys back, better football, get away with guys back this week.
Anyone else?
It's got to be, I know, there's one question left that always asked. It has to be asked.
I'm not sure if it's the question you're looking for, Kenny, but for today open for another time. Just wondering your thoughts on Elijah Fields' development in ASU and what he brings to defense.
Yeah, he's been unbelievable. It's a blessing in disguise when somebody goes out for a little period of time. And when Prince went out, Prince was playing at a high level, and a non-contact injury knocked him out. He'll be back this week. But that gave Elijah the opportunity to get a lot of reps and grow a lot. Now that you're getting Prince back, and you have this new full version of Elijah, right, that probably needed those reps in order to get to where he is right now. We kind of double dipped a little bit. We got a better version of Elijah, and we get a fresh Prince, a healthier Prince. Oh, wow, fresh Prince. I didn't mean to do that. West Philadelphia. But no, so it's an exciting thing. I'm really proud of how Elijah's playing right now.
And Jake, I'll just take a crack at it. Sam, how did you see his growth? Not even on.
You guys just gonna ask questions to me? Like question on Sam's growth.
Yeah, how have you seen not even just in the games, but in practices, not some
yeah, he's just a worker, man. It's the same. People are gonna ask me questions about Sam every week. It's gonna be the same. He's the same dude every single week. He's gonna show up early. He's gonna leave late. He's gonna do everything he can to prepare for it. He's going to be really, really hard and critical on himself. I mean, I don't know if you guys noticed, but last week in the middle of the practice, he missed a throw, and I started telling him he sucked. Because he's so competitive that if I tell him it's okay, right, he gets mad at himself because he knows it's not okay. So I tell him he sucks. And he's like, screw that guy. I can throw. And it flips the mindset for him. But it's just, he's so competitive. I mean, he's an ultra competitor. And you can see that when he plays. I mean, he gets targeted and pops right back up and doesn't even blink. And we don't want him to get targeted. We want him to fall down. We don't want him to fall down, but it's still, the kid's awesome. I'm glad he's the guy that with 4 years left, I get to say my tenure here is linked very strongly to him, and I'm glad that he's the guy that it's linked to.
Michael and Doug.
Coach, I know you mentioned Shamari, but obviously like the blow-up play against Mississippi State, the one against Texas State to blow it up, and then the interception by X. But when Shamari's making plays like that, and you see, like you talk about his leadership more just kind of by example, but what does that do for the rest of the defense?
Yeah, I think the guys respect him so much that when he makes plays or when he gives energy, when he gets excited, it just ramps everybody up. You know, some guys, they always get excited. They'll get excited if their pinky touches the ball carrier, right? Well, Shamari is one of those guys that when he gets excited and ramped up, it brings a real natural juice because it's real, right? It's not fake. It's not half in, half out. It's like, dang, that's like real passion, right? So I think when he makes those plays, that everybody feeds off.
Last one right here.
Question number one, what is the question you're waiting for?
I thought somebody was going to ask me about Jalen.
I was good at
just because, you know, that Jalen was, and I'll answer the question, like Jalen was an awesome Sun Devil here, and he had his own podcast here. He was one of the most liked people in our program. I brought him to media days as a captain here. We went to Vegas together here. We took him to a show in Vegas during media days and went to dinner. Like, I had such a good relationship with Jalen. I'm glad to see his success. You know, he's had a really good first 3 games. You know, he's playing the Wildcat there. He's playing wide out. He's playing tight end. He's in the backfield as the second running back. He's back really close to home where his family and his mom, who was really close to, can watch him. He's with a coach who I respect and a coach who I know will take care of him. So couldn't be happier for him and what's happened for him in the first 3 games. Hopefully there's one bad game in there, maybe week 1. That would be the goal, right? But other than that, I wish him nothing but the best, and I just want to see him succeed.
And I can't imagine the positive of having a win in Texas on a Thursday night going into a weekend. So what all did you do Friday? Where did you go? And Saturday morning?
Friday I was in San Marcos, then went San Marcos to San Antonio, saw 5 schools in San Antonio, then left San Antonio, went to El Paso, so I watched the school, a game in El Paso, and then left at 9:30 at night or whatever after the game, and then flew back home. And Saturday we had a day off, so we got to hang out with the little guy.
Thanks, Coach.
Perfect.
And you heard him right there, Kenny Dillingham. And again, Jalen Conyers, yes, a lot of you remember and know what he meant to the team last year. I mean, taking some Wildcat, and like Coach said, like he's doing there, and just, you know, doing more and success. And of course, you know, a little the friendly banter of, you know, hopefully he has one bad game in him, but it'll be a great match. It'll be a great chess matchup, which I will get into more of on Thursday. It'll be a great matchup as the with this defense, the way they've played. And again, look, I mean, we'll hear from Clayton Smith and Xavier Alford very, very shortly. But like Coach is saying there, obviously for Conyers, what he meant in the community. And again, last year in Vegas, when it was the last, well, at the time, I didn't realize it, but the last Pac-12 as we know it, media day, he was there, got to talk to him, brought it to you here on Pitchfork Lunch. But yeah, I mean, just, you know, doing the podcast, always, you know, having the answer. So it'll be good to catch up and see Jalen. But again, I got to say, you know, it's Pitchfork Lunch. It's not always rainbows and unicorns, but you know, hopefully the ASU defense can at least contain him a little bit on that. But yeah, no, it's just you know, when the coach was talking about Sam Levitt there too, you know, like he's, you know, stepped up to the challenge. He played a game where they just ran the ball and shoved it down Mississippi State's throat. And, you know, some of the timing may have not been on, but man, he delivered some awesome passes. I mean, the touchdown to Jordan Tyson was so wide open that, again, I think going through his progressions as Sam Levitt got back there on the touchdown catch, he literally is waiting for the ball, but was so wide open from his pattern that he was able to score. But you see Sam Levitt again hooking up with Jordan Tyson, and just in practice, like the way you see you have that. But I will actually have we have some footage of that today. But from the defensive standpoint, what they've done, what it's going to take against Texas Tech, let's hear from defensive end, Clayton Smith, one of the guys that, chose to obviously stay. So, yes, without further ado, here is Clayton Smith.
All right, so what do it mean just to go back to home state and get a win like you guys did?
It means a lot. It means a lot. Definitely proud of how the way we performed, we responded. We didn't come out playing our best game, but we came out after half and responded to adversity the way we've been planning to do all year. So I'm proud of this team. I'm glad that we got the maturity to do that. Because last year, that's ability we didn't have. Last year, if that would have happened, we would have fell apart. So I'm just glad that we were able to reel it back in and go out there and play our best ball.
Where did the turnaround happen in that regard, the ability to handle adversity?
To be honest with you, it never felt like we were down in the game. Our leaders did a really good job of keeping everybody in tune and motivated. It never once felt like we were down in the game, and I think we made the plays we needed to play and got back in the game and won it.
Clayton mentioned that it's kind of like the team leader led, and just like you guys didn't make changes in scheme, but he said you made changes in us.
Yeah.
So as one of the team leaders, as one of the council members, what was that like from the leadership perspective?
I mean, obviously it's not the ideal thing, you know what I'm saying, to go down like we did. But I feel like we got to keep a level head, because if we go start going crazy, the rest of the team's gonna go crazy. So I feel like if we keep a level head and we're spitting out the right message and we're keeping our guys in tune with the game, then they're just gonna reflect what we do.
How does it feel to think about the fact that you're about to play in the first ever Big 12 conference game in Arizona State history?
Honestly, it's definitely something fun to think about. We made history once this year, so I definitely want to continue to do that.
Coach, and Clayton, when you guys talk about obviously being physical and setting a tone, but when Shamari makes plays like that, I mean, the beginning of the game, just the big hit and then causing the fumble, obviously I know it pumps you guys up, but in the confidence the guys doing their jobs, what does that do for the team when he makes plays like that?
I mean, honestly, we play so stress-free knowing at our back end, because we got Shamari, we got Ghost, we got X, we got Keith, we got a lot of guys back there that make a lot of plays. So it's really relieving knowing that those guys are going to hold up. And if we execute our rush plan, get off the ball correctly, then we're going to get home, because we'll have time.
What are the biggest challenges Texas Tech's offense is going to pose?
Our biggest thing, we just can't get caught. They're going to try to trick us. Our biggest thing is if we line up and play our brand of ball, I feel like we can win. They're not as physical as us up front. I feel like we come out and play the way we played the first 2 weeks. I feel like it doesn't have to be close.
Where's Elijah taking those jumps from last year to this year?
Elijah it's like night and day. Honestly, from last year not even knowing the plays for real to this year, he honestly one of our best ends. Elijah, he make me uncomfortable, keep me on my toes. I know I can't relax, you know what I'm saying, with him on the other side and Prince coming back, you know what I'm saying, keeps everybody motivated, keeps the room trying to get better. But Elijah, I mean, it's amazing what he's done from last year to this year. He's a completely different player.
What does that do for the defense, where even the leaders, the guys who are, probably written in every single day, feel like they're being pushed by the other guys on the
it just continues to make everybody better. I feel like if you had leaders that were lax, you know what I'm saying, that we didn't have no real competition, it'd be cool, but nobody's spot be in jeopardy, so we come out here and half-ass it naturally. That's just human nature. But I feel like when you know that your spot is not safe any week, you know what I'm saying, it makes you come out here and get that extra work, and it keeps everybody improving.
What's the thought about getting Prince back this week?
I can't wait, man. It's been a long 4 weeks without my brother. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to get out here and he can share some of these sacks we've been getting.
With him coming back, and CJ, the way he's been playing too, because it seemed like Texas State, you guys are, as the game goes on, it just seems like you're backing him up. And Coach Regal said a thing, sacks are hard to come by. Fans see it on TV, and you're right there. They made some runs, but just with him coming back and how CJ is playing, how everybody's played in the interior, what is the freshness for the defense I know is good, but just the way that CJ's played compliment you guys, what does that do for your team as well?
It helps us, you know what I'm saying? We don't have to worry, you know what I'm saying, about our inside, because we know our inside got us. It's just like they know we got them. CJ, he's a phenomenal player, phenomenal leader. His mindset alone is amazing. So the way he approaches the game, the way he comes out here every day is inspiration, honestly, for us leaders, because everybody can't be like that. Everybody strives to be like that. But CJ, he really lives like that. And to have that kind of guy in the field with you, playing the way he plays, making the kind of plays he makes, spitting out the message that he spits out, you know what I'm saying? It's a really great thing. We love to have him on our team.
And you heard it right there, Clayton Smith. And that's why I asked him about, CJ, but, Shamari and Coach, even obviously Coach Regal talked about that. but just what this defensive line did, and you saw it against Texas State, kids. I mean, not getting crazy X's and O's breaking down, but if you watched it, I mean, yeah, Texas State was able to run. Sometimes they ran right by it, but there was a huge percentage of plays. If you look at the interior, CJ putting guys on skates. Jeff Clark when he was in there, blazing Lono Wong. Same thing. I mean, literally putting guys on skates. If I know you can't nerd out like me, but in the midst of it, you go back and you just watch. I mean, it was one hell of a sacks are hard to come by, but that's why ask that. I mean, Coach Regal talking about that, but trusting everybody's doing their 1/11th, which is what Coach Ward has talked about. Obviously before he got here, but last year, do your 1/11th. And yeah, with injuries and stuff, you're short. It's, more so fatigue was the issue than not trusting your teammates. This year, again, guys coming back, Prince is coming back, absolutely awesome. So, but with that being said, let's hear from the other gentleman that was patrolling the back end, had the phenomenal interception. Against Texas State. And yeah, you talk about a 100-yard landlord. That's what Xavier Alford is. So let's hear from X about his, obviously the game, but just going back to Texas, getting a win at Texas, and now opening up Big 12 play.
Ultimately, we battled through it, got it together, and got the win. So.
What are some of those things that you say, like maybe the small details, but what are some of the things you need to improve on?
It was just really focusing in on the play, focusing in on our keys, on our indicators, things that we need to do, before the play in order to be successful, and even during the play, things that we worked on through our practice, techniques, little stuff like that we needed to execute better, and that's what we're focusing on this week, really trying to come out, start fast, and finish the same way.
How do you feel like that worked today? Do you guys feel like you improved on that?
Yeah, I feel like we obviously coming out here after a game like that, you're harping on those things, emphasizing different things. So obviously you're on the practice field, you're trying to emphasize those things, like focus on those things that you need to get better at from last week. So ultimately we're 3-0, but we're kind of just scratching it off every week. We're just trying to go 1-0 each week and get better. That's all.
What about earlier in practice? There was the team period. You guys had to go back in the field to kind of restart the whole period. What was kind of the thought process and the messages you guys were going through that?
I mean, it's not really a thought process. It's just response. That's a big word. Adversity. That was the adversity they created for us today. Having to redo the tempo period over. So sometimes it's like that. It might be sudden change on defense. You might got to go back out there, go on another long 10, 15 play drive. But ultimately you got to get the job done. So I felt like it was good. Getting that little. Not surprised, but kind of just something to respond to, and get ready to go play.
Looking forward to this week, what are some of the keys that you guys feel like you got to hone in on?
Really just I know defensively passing game, we trying to limit, they throw the ball a lot around. Obviously everybody can see that in the country, so we trying to limit their passing game. Obviously stopping the run is like a no-brainer for us. We obviously want to do that every game, but really just focusing in on the pass, different key indicators in their pass game, trying to take that away from them really and make them play our game,
Kenny's talked about too, a very explosive game. They're going to, get the ball off through the air, score a lot of points. So for you guys, what are maybe some of the ways you're looking to maybe limit that?
Just really, it's playing fast. Really, just really playing fast. I feel like as long as we can line up to the looks and play fast, we have a chance on any given play. I feel like our team, defense, offense, we match up well with anybody. We got the players, got the talent, got the coaches. So we ultimately just got to put it all from the practice field onto the game field, come Saturday. So just trying to keep getting better as the week go on, but really focusing in and trying to embrace the process this week. Obviously, it was a short week last week, things like that, but having a regular week to kind of get back into routine, having extra time to get your body right and focus on reps, get more reps, things like that. I feel like it's going to help us a lot going a little bit.
A lot of players have mentioned the confidence is getting lined up, and that's kind of the majority of the jobs. A lot of players said that. Where does that confidence come from you guys, knowing that you got to get lined up and the rest kind of handle itself?
It comes from fall camp, from going against our explosive offense every day. Just feeling like if we line up, that's half the battle. The other battle is just playing football, doing what we've been doing what our coaches want us to do, executing their techniques, their fundamentals, and our different calls and things like that. So I feel like half the battle, or really more than half the battle, is really lining up and seeing what the offense is presenting to us, and then that allows us to go play fast. That's what Coach Ward wants on our defense. Wants us to see the looks first, and then play recognition, basically recognize what's about to happen and play fast.
When you were at Texas in 2020, you went down to Texas Tech, right?
Yep, I did. That was my first road game ever in college. So.
Okay, cool. I think it was during COVID though. So were there fans in the stands?
Yeah, it was fans. Yeah,
okay.
it was no COVID in Texas really. So you know, yeah.
Fair. What was like the atmosphere and the experience like?
I told everybody it's gonna be loud because I mean, only COVID they only allowed half of the stadium to be there, so it was loud then. But it's definitely gonna be loud. Texas Tech, Lubbock. It's really nothing out there. It's kind of, I mean, not like here because it's more city here, but it's really the desert. Texas Tech Stadium is probably the only thing they look forward to out there, really. So I expect it to be loud. I expect it to be a great environment. I expect it to be like kind of like a Big 12. I ain't gonna say like a classic, but like a modern Big 12 game. I expect it to be like that. So I'm excited to get in that atmosphere.
Coach Dillingham said, obviously you and Shamari maybe different personality-wise, but I mean, the last few weeks, Shamari was blowing up a few plays. I mean, team's trying to go quick with tempo and then causing the fumble. But when he's playing like that, how much of a boost does that just give to the defense?
Bro, it gives a tremendous boost. Obviously, at that nickel spot, that's a very important spot. And like Coach Dillingham said, like that's kind of like the defensive end to the perimeter. So like when guys, you know, watch film, you see a guy like number 7, you know, especially just with me being back there, he's in front of me. Knowing that I got that guy number 7 in front of me makes me very confident because I know they could, even if they run a screen and they send blockers out, they can send 2 blockers out there and 1 bar key. I know he's going to take up 2 and I'm going to clean up the tackle, even if it's 1. Sometimes during the games or just period this season, I'll just look at the quarterback, look at the ball, and before the plays even started, it's over, you know, with him down there. So, I mean, that gives us a tremendous amount of confidence, really just on the whole defense. The guys that's out there, we confident in each other. And like I said, lining up is half the battle. We feel like as long as we line up, we can play with anybody in the country, really.
And then on the interception, obviously, it seems like you baited that quarterback, and I know everybody sees your Twitter handle, 100-yard landlord. Yeah. Now, I know you have the confidence, but did that almost shock you that you got there and made the interception?
Nah, not really, because, I mean, just like as you probably seen me just working out here every day after practice, just putting I believe in preparation, you know, and like I said, a guy that hasn't played in 1,000-some days, like before, like preparation is all I really had. So putting myself in those situations, like for those amount of days, on top of that, just for getting ready for that moment, literally. So I made that play probably a million times, like in my own head, just being out here by myself. So when it was the big moment, you know, I'm ready to capitalize on it. So.
Is there a special feeling that you'll be playing the first ever Big 12 game in Arizona State history on Saturday?
Yeah, it is. It is. I wouldn't rather do it with any other program. I would love to do it here, you know. Obviously, 3-0 going into it, first Big 12 game, going into a classic Big 12 school. You know, they've been in Big 12 a while, got some history there. So it's going to be good just to, you know, go in there with these guys and go to war and go to battle, you know. They love it. So it'll be fun.
Boy, every win, every game gets a little bit bigger.
Yep.
How do you guys handle that?
We honestly just try to take it one day at a time, one day at a time, one game at a time, 1 week at a time, you know. Try to go 1-0 each week. And I tell the guys before practice every day, you win the game today. So today is Tuesday practice, you know, you win the game today. It's probably our most physical day, so it's closest to the game. So win today, and then tomorrow, then win Thursday, win Friday. So I'm not a believer of just, you know, just being a mature guy, just walking out there playing the game. So I feel like it's the process that, you know, playing the game before the game that makes you win the game. So you already know what's going to happen, the looks and things like that. So obviously when we get in the stadium, we're like, oh, I've seen this before. That's where big plays happen. So.
And what will be the keys against a really high-powered Texas Tech offense?
Lining up, like I said. I feel like as long as we line up and get our key indicators before the play starts, that we'll be able to anticipate what's going on. That's what Coach Ward is big about, anticipation. He knows we have talented players on defense. He wants us to play fast, doesn't want us to be confused out there, think about too much. Wants us to just focus on 1 or 2 things, maybe 1, 2 keys, and then go, just let it loose. So I feel like that's going to be the big thing in communication. It's obviously going to be loud, good environment, and just we showed resiliency this last game, really throughout these first 3 games, really just going up and down, just being able to fight through. So obviously, you know, they're talented just like us. So just responding to whatever comes our way and trying to be the best, from the start to the finish.
And then the confidence. I mean, you talk about that, and I know, Coach Reguling said in Clayton, I mean, sacks are hard to come by. It just seemed like in that Texas State game, the D-line's getting so close, and Clayton just said, like, we have confidence in them that they're covering. And I know, obviously, like you said, 1-2 things you're doing your job. Is there sometimes you're just, in these first few games you've been out on the field, and, I mean, they've almost gotten there, but the ball just gets away. What's your just thought on just the overall way that the defensive line is able to get pressure?
Man, those guys like our best friends, in the back end. We go hand in hand, DBs and really just defense, DBs and D-line, really. So, we try to get coverage sacks for those guys. Sometimes, there might be plays where they get there before the play even starts, so it's good for us. But just having that common ground, just knowing, like, we got y'all back and y'all got ours, that just allows you to go out there and play freely, play each play like just one play at a time, because you might look up Elijah O'Neal, Clayton Smith, or anybody might, have a sack, and then just going to the next play, trying to go to the next play, and then we try to keep those guys high energy because we need them, and they try to keep us the same way. We need them as well to make our plays. So it goes hand in hand, and that's just us just being confident in each other with all the work we put in fall camp up until now, really. So I'm glad to see what it's going to be like first Big 12 game.
You get the sense the confidence is just growing week by week, don't you?
Yeah, I do, and that's not just by default, it's by preparation. The way we're preparing, the way Coach Dillingham is on us about the process. Coach Ward, especially Coach Ward and the defense, how he's on us about the process. Like I said, winning the game before you actually play the game. And I feel like this week that's a big emphasis for us. So I feel like I said, that leads to good outcome on Saturday. So we just trying to stay on it, and then go have fun.
There we go. Sorry, muted my mic. But yeah, you talk about, the confidence and the fun. Xavier and Alfred talking right there. And, yeah, people can say, oh, when you're winning, of course, it's there. But this team last year, and for those of you, like I said, that were with me here on Pitchfork Lunch, heard me say it a million times, there was never one time out of practice, whether obviously the injuries and, not being able to fully practice how they want to, and maybe, amp up the physicality due to the fact that, these are the bodies you have. And, it was tough, but to what Xavier Alfred's saying right there is, I go back to last year because, yeah, he was on the scout team. His waiver didn't get approved. Neither did Jake Smith, but he was constantly, in running the other team's defense, but challenging, there was who's ever out there, injured or not, you got to make plays. But the coaching staff never failed to bring the energy. And people say, well, your head coach is 32, 33 years old. I would hope not. That's irrelevant. The point is, every position, they're constantly coaching. Yeah, you're not winning like you want to, because like Coach Dillingham said, you don't come in a first year, and a lot of coaches have said that. You don't come in and say, well, we just want to improve, but you're preparing to win games. You're seeing what you can do to attack a team and go from there, right? So if your coach, that energy that they brought and the guys that were on the field did not stop working hard and were practicing. When you see that energy from the coaching staff, like I said before, it can carry over. Talk to Coach Cooper up at Camp T. You guys saw that here on Pitchfork Lunch. When you bring that, but guys' growth, feeding competition. Yeah, when you're recruiting, guys see a 3-9 record, but when you can see the day-to-day, when you can see what the coaches are putting in, when you can see the growth, as competitive as, and let's look at obviously the defensive side of the ball, as competitive as they were, it was just fatigue by the end of the season. But they weren't making that excuse. They were out there trying to make plays, but just on the field a ton when you don't have that rotation they do now. And it is like I said, always good to be cautiously optimistic. I'm not saying negative Nancy, because me, Pitchfork Lunch not happening. But that is one of those things. And I just can't, when you look at what Coach Dillingham, and the staff have done, I mean, obviously, Coach Dillingham, Coach Ward, I mean, Coach Arroyo obviously just came in as offensive coordinator this year. Coach Regal, Coach Mons, Coach Iguano, Coach Tuitele, Coach Carrington, even Vince Amy, now bringing in Dyron Reynolds, defensive line, like they showed growth last year. Now the depth and the growth and how we've heard guys talk about working with him. And then you flip to the offensive side of the ball. I mean, you lose a guy, a phenomenal, just a great coach, and Coach Samples heads up to Oregon to be the running backs coach and assistant head coach. But then you bring in a guy like Hines Ward to work with the receivers, and he's grinding just like he did in his career. Coach Dillingham, so he said, wants good people, but are you gonna grind? So, yeah, that is exciting. So that's gonna do it for today. Hey, I'm glad you guys joined in, jumped in Pitchfork Lunch again today. Happy birthday, Mama. It is my mom's birthday, Mama Caratenuto's birthday, so September 17th. And I know she's going to cause trouble tonight because she's a party animal, and she likes to get in trouble. She got in more trouble than me. I laugh because those of you that know, that's not happening. But anyway, happy birthday to her. So tomorrow, again, we'll talk more football, aiming for a guest, a little tease out there, getting closer to it. And obviously volleyball too, as they were 2 days away from finally, less than 2 days away, 46 hours from opening up their home debut, you could say, as they host Prairie View, A&M, Memphis, and Prairie View, A&M, Memphis, and Montana State. And soccer, like I said, is headed to Houston. So we will get more into that. Again, working on guests, we'll get more into that and go from there. But anyway, everybody have a phenomenal rest of your Taco Tuesday. And happy birthday, Mama. I will see you guys tomorrow. Oh, you know what? I did want to show you this before we get out of here. I told you about, obviously, Jordan Tyson and what the receivers have been doing. Check this out. This young man's hand. Those two right there. And Jordan. We'll see a little more of that tomorrow. But so we have some coordinators tomorrow too, but they're position coaches as well. But have a great rest of your Tuesday. Enjoy your Taco Tuesday, Mama. Enjoy your birthday. Yes, I will talk to you soon. And come on, you guys know it. It's a Sun Devil state, and as always, forks up.
I went to Arizona State. Right. I'm a Sun Devil, man.
27-yard line. That's a great call, too. Blake Baker, Funnel will put it up, throws over the middle. Touchdown. Great flag.
That's away. Trying to center off with Eckerly, and he just missed the net. O'Reilly with the shot. Far down, he scored.
Come from behind for a month. Now with the lead, they're getting a little wobbly. Philadelphia, they won't get him. Wow.
Edwards pulls up and buries a flag.
Her three right on the money. Daniels takes his shot for